Welcome back, guys. In the previous video, we've seen the implementation of JWT, that is nothing but JSON Web Token. So, in this section, we are going to the first video will be about the private and public routes. So, as I've told in our previous video in the end, that if the user is already logged in, there's no reason he should go back to this login on register screen. And if the user is not logged in, like if is not the authorized user, it should not go into this home page. But here in our case, which we are able to go into the home page. So now this we need to stop this. This is a vulnerability, a security vulnerability. Unless user is successful, he should not go into the slash home. So what we are going to do is, here we are going to write a function for public routes as well as a protected route. So for that, what we do is we'll go into app.js, and here we'll have a function. So export function, and I'll name this function as protected routes, and I'll give the parameters as a children. You can give anything, it's just for example. And the definition will be, first I'll get the token which is there in our local storage. So first I'll get the auth one. So local storage dot get item and a value, the variable name. So if we see in login.js, the variable name we've set is data, so we need to use that only. So here we'll give data. Now once there's anything in the data field, then that will be stored into this auth variable. Now what we need to do is we need to check whether there's anything in auth variable or not. So if auth variable is there, then we are going to return children. Here children is nothing but the component which we want to render. If the token is not there, then we are going to return, like not return, we are going to navigate. So we have this function called a navigate in React Router DOM. So navigate this tag, so I'm going to redirect to login page. So if you can see, we have already imported this navigate from React Router DOM. What this function does is, whenever some components, let's try example of, we are giving some component into this protected routes. So let's say it as a home component or a dashboard component. So if you give dashboard component, first of all it checks whether there is something in local storage, whether the user token is there or not. If the user token is there, then we'll return the home component, like whichever I'm requesting for. If the user token is not there, then it will simply redirect me to the login screen. So similarly, I'll have another function for public routes. So export function public routes, and here also same thing with children. And first of all, let me retrieve user from the local storage. So local storage dot get item and data. If this auth is present, like if the auth is present, that means the user is already logged in. So if the user is already logged in, then we need to redirect the user to the dashboard or home page. So navigate to home page, and let's handle the else condition also. That means if the user is already there and if he wants to request to like login page and register page, it should not return. So return children. So this is the simple code for public and private. So we have done with writing code, the function. Now we need to implement here in this elements. So how do we do that? So here inside of this element, we need to inscribe this function, that is public routes and protected routes. Here the dashboard element is our protected route. So we need to give here as a protected route. Protected routes, and in between this we need to give this dashboard. So I'm gonna cut here and paste. Yeah, similarly, this register and login, these are not the protected routes, they are public routes. But when the user is already there, they should not go to login and register. So we'll simply give public routes, and then here we'll give login. We will be removing this login from here. Yeah, we'll add the same to this register also. Public routes public routes, and here need to give this register component, and let's see here. Yeah, so we are done, and here we are having dashboard, not home. So let's give as a dashboard is the route. And let's see dashboard. Okay, we should have just this dashboard h1 if we are successfully logged into the website. So let's see. uh, Now if we check in our local storage, there won't be any user. So application, and if we check here, the localhost 3000, we are not having any key value pair. That means we are not having any data in our local storage. Now what I'll do is I'll have a value here. So let's have with this register mail which I've created, and then the password for it. So it says invalid credentials. Okay, let me check what all the credentials are available in my database. Meanwhile, let me try with my credentials. So this is my credentials, and if I click on submit, yeah, then you can see the data is there. This is my token, and you can see the dashboard home. We are in dashboard home. Now as the user is successfully logged in, then there is no reason he wants to go into login or register unless he click on logout button. He is not required any kind of action to do in login and register. So let's see if he is able to go into login and register. So this is the login. So if you see, he is getting redirect to slash home, but it should get redirect to dashboard. So let's do that. Yeah, here we need to change off slash home. It should be dashboard. Let's save and check again. Now let's go to the login page, and as the user is there, it is redirect me to the dashboard. So what I'll do, I'll delete this local storage item. So now the user is not present in the local storage. So what that means, now he should be redirected to login page. So if I check, see, it is directly taking me to the login page. And if I want to go into register, that also happens because there is no user in the local storage. Now as I'm not logged in, I should not be able to go into dashboard page. So let's check whether I'm able to go into dashboard. See, it's again redirect me to the login page because there is no user in the local storage. So this is the video about public routes and private routes. So that